Hello. So recently there was a debate between Javed Akhtar and Mufti Nadwi about the topic, Does God exist? The debate was hosted by Saurabh, the creator of the Lallantop show. In this debate, Mufti Nadwi presented a view for the existence of God. He presented his argument why God should exist. Meanwhile, Javed Akhtar provided the point of views which believe that the existence of God or not existence of God cannot be proven. So first of all, there were really interesting points in the debate. You can watch the whole show on the YouTube on the link given in the description. Anyways, I am still going to provide a summary what they were debating and what is more to talk about. So in the very beginning, it was said that the God or ultimate reality or ultimate truth using scientific method is like detecting plastic with a metal detector. So what they meant is that the God or the ultimate reality can never be discovered by using the scientific methods. So here we're going to see if it is really true. I'm going to provide some arguments which challenge that the scientific methods indeed provide some insights into the question of ultimate reality or ultimate truth or God. There was another point. So in the universe, everything is contingent, then there must exist a necessary being. We're going to also see, is it really true? Using the new scientific arguments, we're going to see if it is really true. First of all, let's see what is a contingency argument and what is necessary being. So contingency actually deals with contingent being. The contingent being is something that exists depending on something else. So for example, trees and atoms, humans, even the universe, they are contingent being because the plants, they exist because the universe exists, and the universe exists because there is someone who created the universe. So there is a need of something or someone that created the universe. And that thing is necessary being. So there must be something that has created the universe. There must be a reason. And the necessary being is something that cannot not exist. That means it must exist. It does not depend on anything else for its existence. It exists outside of the universe. It does not depend on anything else. It exists forever. For example, the God. So now we see what is a contingent being and what is a necessary being. Simply, it's something that exists because of some other stuff. There is a cause for its existence. It's contingent. And if something that exists without its cause, then it's necessary being. So in order to understand this argument a little bit more deeply, we have to go a little bit back and see what it is all about. So usually there are three things: the philosophies, and then there is a religion, and then there is a science. The philosophies such as Vedanta philosophies, Greek philosophies, Buddhism, and the newer philosophies such as communism and all of the other philosophies. And then there are religions such as Christianity, Islam, and all of the other smaller religions in the world. And then there is science, which in this case we only gonna need cosmology and quantum mechanics. So let's see first what is philosophy about. So in general, the philosophy, it provides a code of conduct for the society. That means how the society should function, how an individual should behave in a society for its betterment. But it does not go really in the deep. What it means is that it does not provide a special case for any person how he or she should behave in the society. And there are no consequences. Those are explained much in detail. Although it depends on the philosophy, but most of them, in general, they do not really provide a very strict code of conduct. Then the debate over the existence of God and they also debate over the existence of consciousness or soul and the connection between it. If there is a connection between soul or the God, they debate about it. There are different point of views in different philosophies, but in general, there are debates over it. Then we go to the religion. So in religions such as Christianity and Islam, the first thing that they do is accept that the God exists. And they also accept that the consciousness or the soul also exists, and there is a connection between these two. So you can more or less say that these are the postulates of the religion. Once you accept these two things, then based on this belief, they provide a code of conduct for the society. How society should behave, how an individual should behave. If someone does something good or bad, there are consequences in this life or afterlife. Depending on what is the religion, they have a very strict code of conduct for the society. Then we come to the part of science. So we only need cosmology and quantum mechanics. There are other part of science, but we need only these two. So the science, it does not provide any code of conduct. It does not say anything about how individuals should behave, about morality, about ethics. It doesn't say anything about it. And then in the science, they question about the existence of God, and they question about the origin of the consciousness. They accept that there is a conscious behavior. The humans are conscious, some animals are conscious, but they still question the origin of its consciousness. What is the origin? So of course, when you are questioning the origin of the consciousness, then you also question the correlation between the consciousness and the God. So in science, more or less, it's like this. So as we have seen, the major differences between philosophy and science and religion. Now let's go more in deep what science provides as an answer to these sort of questions. These questions of the ultimate reality, ultimate truth, and the existence of God. So let's see what is the relevance of science in the scenario of God. First, let's tackle this part. So in the scientific opinion, it is not like detecting plastic, which means the God, with the metal detector, which is scientific methods. It's not like this. Because we have theories for the origin of the universe, we have Big Bang theory, and then we also have theories for the consciousness, which are mostly dependent or mostly originated from quantum mechanics. So what it means is that in science, there are really theories which are trying to understand both the consciousness and the origin of the universe and the existence of the universe. They are backed by real mathematics, and there are also some evidences for the theories. For the Big Bang, you have cosmological microwave background, and for the quantum mechanics based theories for the consciousness, there are also some evidences. So in science, these questions are mainstream. Obviously, in general, there are a lot of other stream of science which do not deal with them, but there are theories about the origin of the universe or about the ultimate reality. Then what is about the necessary being? As we saw in the last slide, that there are theories about the origin of universe such as Big Bang theory, and then there is also conformal cyclic cosmology from Roger Penrose, which says that there are many universes before our universes. There is another theory about multiverse. The most important thing here in these theories that there is not a necessary being. We do not consider that there is a God. Obviously, these are theories, there are no proofs, but still there are a lot of nice attempts and there is a lot of progress to prove or to do some research on the existence of the universe and the origin of the universe. Now let's see what does science say about the scenario of the consciousness or the soul. So there is a concept, quantum entanglement, which is also known as a spooky action at a distance. This was provided by Albert Einstein. And recently, from Roger Penrose, there are some new insights that in the neurons, there are structures called microtubules in which there is a quantum entanglement, because of which you can have consciousness. Obviously, it is still a theory, it is still being developed. There is some real progress in this topic. On the other hand, we also have seen quite recently the theory of the complexity. So when you have a system that becomes very complex, there are new emerging properties. For instance, the temperature is an emerging property. So if you have one atom, there is no temperature to one atom. But if you put them in together, and then there is a substance, and the substance can have a temperature. Similar concept can be applied to viscosity, because one atom cannot have a viscosity. But if you put them together, it becomes a liquid, and then you have a viscosity of the liquid. In nature, there are so many emerging properties that it is believed that the consciousness is actually an emerging property. Recently, we have seen the emergence of artificial intelligence and machine learning, in which they are trying to build neural networks. They are so complex, they behave as intelligent beings. But of course, they are not conscious like humans. But definitely, we have to agree that there is a serious progress in this topic as well. So overall, in conclusion, I say that in science, there are some serious theories, serious work are being done to provide the explanation for the existence of God or the ultimate reality, ultimate truth, and the existence of consciousness. And if there is a relation between the consciousness or the soul and the origin of the universe or ultimate reality or the God.